Anubis made a surprise appearance at the end of the Venture trailer. What is the Overwatch team teasing? Let's have a look. The Venture gameplay trailer had a bit of a surprise right at the end. And I'm not talking about that ice cream eating scene, which was very cute. By the way, does anybody else see a hint of Junkrat in Venture? The scene I'm actually talking about is this one. Venture digging their way down to the holding room for the god program Anubis. This could be hinting at a few very exciting things, and I'll get to that in a minute, so make sure to stick around. First, let me try and explain why this is such a big deal. Like, really big. See, while we have not gotten the official confirmation just yet, it is very, very clear that Overwatch PvE is dead, sadly. Or at least the story missions are. Actually, the hero missions were already cancelled last year. So the bit of PvE that we'll see in Overwatch in the future is going to be the occasional limited time game mode that pitches us against some type of AI. Like they did with the Season 9 Cosmic Crisis event, for instance, or Halloween. The thing is, those events are usually not canon. In other words, they are not part of the main storyline. Which kind of makes sense. They are only in the game for a limited time. They don't want to push the story forward in these types of temporary content. However, with this teaser, I think that might change. Why, you ask? Well, look, one does not put the main villain of their universe at the end of a trailer without it meaning anything, because that is what Anubis is. In case you're not familiar with Anubis, that is the God program, which is some type of really powerful AI, and that was tasked at some point with fixing the environmental issue. But as you would imagine, Anubis quickly figured out that we as humans are actually the problem. So they kind of went Terminator on us, which resulted in the first Omnic crisis. At the end of that crisis, Anubis was jailed, or as far as you can jail an AI, somewhere in Cairo, aka the Anubis map. Helix Securities, the employer of Farah, was tasked with keeping them locked up, which has proven to be rather difficult. There has been at least one breach, which resulted in Anubis immediately taking control of all the Omnics in the area, even though they were supposed to be liberated by the sacrifice that Aurora made. In any case, that breach was detained and the security measures were raised, and I'm not sure that they are working. I've always had this theory that Anubis is still in control. They're an AI, they learn, and they learned from that last breach. They are way more careful now, subtle. And they also learned about the Omnics and their free will. And on top of that, those Helix measures will slow them down. They are, however, still very much in control of one specific Omnic, Ramatra. See, Anubis was the one to build Ramatra and his kind himself, that specific type of Omnics. And as any developer will tell you, if you build something like that, you keep a back gate open, just in case. So Anubis used that back gate. Yeah, that sounded very wrong. Look, Ramatra's motivation never made any sense from it. He wants to preserve his people by starting a war. That's like washing your car with mud. He's just being manipulated by Anubis to get all of the Omnics under his control again. And that's probably why they're using those headsets. But anyways, my point is that Anubis plays a critical role in the canon lore for Overwatch. So that little Marvel moment right at the end of that trailer is quite important. And it could hint at a lot of different things. For one, Season 10 is going to be that Egyptian mythology season. I do think that is a safe bet at this point, as I mentioned in my video I did last weekend. So, the Anubis map might be returning. That's one that I see a lot out there, but I'm personally not that convinced of. Anubis was indeed supposedly imprisoned in Cairo, but throughout that whole trailer, Venture was actually digging around Petra, and then suddenly we switched to Cairo? Possibly. Or maybe Venture found out that Anubis is actually below Petra now. On top of that, we're not supposed to get any new or even reworked map in Season 10. The first map that we're getting is going to be in Season 11, and that also includes a rework of another map. And the new Clash mode, in which a lot of people think we'll get back to Anubis, is actually for later in the year. On the other hand, maybe they ported Anubis into a Flashpoint map or another mode that we are currently playing, and they're going to surprise drop it on us on April 16th. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And number 3, PvE content. Oh yeah. By the way, this does not mean that PvE is back. Sorry, this is going to be a very limited time game mode, which happens to be set on a lore-heavy location, and that indirectly sheds a light on whatever has been happening during Invasion. I do think they just had this planned as a little intermezzo between 2 waves of PvE missions, and sadly that second wave is never coming, at least not in the way that we know it in gameplay. But that's something for a future video. For now, however, that was it. A huge thank you to my patrons. I could not make these videos without you. You have my eternal gratitude. Check out this video, in which I look forward to what we'll be getting in Season 10. Click it. But above all, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye bye.